waiting for the game to kick off, and we'll jump into it shortly.
For sure. And then let's see. I don't think he's going to be going into Desert Raiders just because Ghazi Raiders are so potent as well. So that's taking away one of feudal advantages for GiveUA, but let's see.
Yeah, will definitely be interesting. I'm taking a look at the maps that were banned out.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, Four Lakes, unfortunately, not going to be a part of this series.
You know, we haven't had a Four Lakes game this whole tournament. I don't know why. I love playing Four Lakes because it gets to the point. Everybody has their food, everybody has their gold. So let's see what you can do with it. So I don't know. Players have just not been into it though. Let's see.
We'll see what happens, and we've got a game 1 here of the lower bracket finals. We got GiveUA, we got PuppyPaw opening up here on Rocky Canyon. You can see GiveUA on the southeast side of the map in the purple as the Ayyubids, and PuppyPaw in the red on the northwest as Delhi. You do see House of Wisdom coming down, those villagers gathering from berries. It doesn't look like they're spreading apart quite yet. I know you're talking about that 3-vil age up, which also adds some berries to those berry bushes as long as they haven't been depleted. Yeah,
let's see if GiveUA remembers to stagger the berry gathering. I think Marina was the first to bring that out in tournament play, so let's see he's been paying attention. And if you notice, PuppyPaw has a back berry, safe food, and he's Delhi, so he doesn't matter about the front gold, so I think his spawn is pretty nice. And once we get into a closer look, GiveUA spawn, I think he has forward berries as well, so that could be a little rough. His food is in danger.
Yeah, we'll take a peek once we cut away from the player cams. I know it's hard to take a look at the base because the APM is going crazy, but it is really fun to see, like, from the players' perspectives, how they play.
And the speed differential. Like, some players are, like, zooming. If you watch Mr. Munch play, he's, like, clicking everywhere, and PuppyPaw and Wham have that kind of speed, and then some players are a little slower, but we'll see.
And what is going on with that gold miner? It looked like they were paused for a second. I don't know if that was a visual glitch for PuppyPaw just outside that mine. You can see 2 on gold up front there.
Heading up to 3, probably to get that 1 scholar, the 2 scholar play, standard stuff. And then over here we have, oh man, front berries and front gold, guys. This is pretty rough for GiveUA, and Delhi loves to see this because now he has a pressure point in the front, doesn't have to walk to the back. It's amazing.
Yeah, really rough against especially a feudal aggressive civ like Delhi, who just come in nothing safe. And on Rocky Canyon, I take a look at where the back resources, like all the other resources around GiveUA's base, are just off in no man's land.
Oh yeah, for sure. One of his deer packs is so far away. He does have that deer pack in the back and his berries, and you could probably wall that section off, but having a gold, if he really wants to go fast castle, it's going to be extremely difficult.
Yeah, such a rough spot. We do see the age up, so it looks like it is going to be the Desert Raiders.
Okay. This is quite interesting. I don't know if I technically agree with this, because wouldn't you just want 3 villagers to make more Desert Raiders? I don't know the exact res per minute, but I'm pretty sure 3 villagers pay off faster. But interesting choice. We'll see how he makes it work.
Yeah, I certainly don't know the calculations here. Maybe he's thinking of getting some early harass in on the Delhi before they can start getting that engine going. Although we are seeing Dome of the Faith out of the Delhi, so it's not going to be Tower of Victory.
Yeah, that's been a trend today. Going away from the standard Tower of Victory. Interesting choice. I figured if you want to go all in feudal, Tower of Victory is just simply better. Gives you a nice tempo with your stationary units. But yeah, let's see what he does with the Desert Raiders, because typically Delhi opens up with a Ghazi Raider, and then they kind of counter the Desert Raider. So if you make 2 Ghazis, then the Desert Raider, what does it do? Just stay at home? So
right, not getting a lot of value out of that. But yeah, I was thinking maybe not the 3 villagers once those berries got depleted.
Yeah, I don't think, maybe he doesn't know that's a thing, but we'll see.
We shall see indeed. Yeah, Dome of the Faith, I know, like, historically that kind of trends you into more of a castle-based play where you getting those additional scholars, you can take those sacred sites and then have, enough scholars on hand to make Castle Age worth it.
Oh yeah, and then I've seen players on the ladder, like Louis has been doing 2 TC Delhi with the one with cheaper, what's it called again? The
House of Learning?
No, the learners, the scholars. Yes, I just lost the word. But yes, the Dome of the Fate with the cheaper scholars. Louis has been going double TC, so let's see if he's going into that. I don't think so, but
And no movement onto the stone just yet. We got a villager having the time of their life, trying to get into the door of the TC now, coming around
that's
onto
the worst. Because you look back and you don't know how long that's been going on. So
I know. Door stuck. Yeah. Got to come around and take that sheep instead. First, Desert Raider out onto the field. We'll see what GUA plans on doing with that.
For sure. And then no tower on the gold or berry, so GUA is feeling pretty confident that a horse is not on the way. So we'll see. Pretty good risky take, but he's all right. And then we see the stables coming up.
Yep, first stable coming down. There's the production building for the deli. See the Scholar running next door, ready to jump in as soon as that is complete. Desert Raider now just looks like he's going to defend. It's going to be a defensive one just because those resources are so far forward.
Yeah, I kind of like this from GUA, taking a little bit of a riskier approach, but against a player like PuppyPaw, if you're not on his level, you need to take these kind of risks. These small risks, but they give you small benefits because he hasn't even placed down a tower yet, and he's just trying to get to that fast castle, it seems.
Yeah, taking a look at what he's doing with his macro. Yeah, just trying to play it safe for the time being. We do see there are 2 Ghazi Raiders out on the field at this point. Scholar count is 3 for the deli. And that first, one of those Ghazi Raiders running across the map. I think a Ghazi Raider and a scout coming over to the other side, and GUA looking to wall up that backpack of resources that we're talking about, that deer, that berries, that gold on the east side of the map.
Yes, and I think he's moved back to wood now, so he's going to prepare for some feudal aggression.
And here it comes, 2 Ghazi Raiders coming in onto the Desert Raider. See the Desert Raider getting one hit off, starting to retreat. Vils being pulled back from their forward positions. Ghazi and the scout just continuing to circle, look for targets, going to start burning down that gold mine. Desert Raider coming out again to engage, maybe drive them off. Do you have a horseman on the field for GUA as well? See that stable?
Yeah, double stable. Interesting. Let's see if PuppyPaw makes a attack transition into some spears, or if he's just going to maintain on that calf comp.
Yeah, look at that. All those Ghazi Raiders now in front on that mill, burning that down. You can see GUA, though, anticipating this, looking to get set up on that other eco, setting up that wall just so he can shift those villagers over to safer resources.
Yeah, and PuppyPaw is sniffing it out. Let's see if that wall's finished up.
It's looking good so far, not getting in through that angle. We do see...
Yeah, he's doing the quick wall. That's good, because sometimes you can trick your opponent by finishing the wall, and then the pathing changes once the wall's finished. So it's kind of like the walls are not up, but they're up enough to the point where they don't want to check. So that was good by GUA.
Yeah, getting those safe resources in the back. We do see Scholar taking the first sacred site in the middle. Ghazi Raiders still just the play for PuppyPaw at this point. 8 on the field, 9 now with 1 in the queue. 6 scholars, and yeah, they're moving out to secure those sacred sites.
Yeah, this is bringing back Old Delhi, all 3 at the same time, because normally with Tower of Victory, you only go up to 2 scholars, and look at this, triple scholars, and then GOA doesn't have the military mass to aggress this, so PuppyPaw taking a big lead here.
Yeah, always feels rough, especially for me, like playing against the Delhi. I always feel like I'm on the back foot at this point in the game. You know, you can see them getting the sacred sites. You know they're massing up military faster than you. It just comes into, okay, where do you go from here? But we do see GUA with Horsemen and Desert Raiders looking to contest one of these sacred sites, and he's going to head to the middle.
And then, like, the worst part of this is sacred sites give visions. You always know what's on that site, and you can always adjust to how much you need to counter that. So PuppyPaw will have full vision of what GUA is camping out. In this case, he left a horse, which is correct. You don't want to stick around when Delhi has more mass.
Yeah, Ghazi Raiders coming out, chasing that horse away. No decap, but that army from GUA going to swing over to the top and bottom sacred sites here. Going to split the attention. Ghazi Raiders looking to commit into the south sacred site. Leaves a horseman and gets the others out of there.
Yeah, GUA's playing to his strength. He's very good at multitasking, so I like this. And then if they come here, he just runs away, which is fine.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about those little pocket raids everywhere with just a couple of units. It looks like he's doing the same thing right now with just decapping those sacred sites.
Right, and then, like, if this was an average player, one of those might get left decap, but it's PuppyPaw, man. He's on top of it, and he stopped the top one, get the scout. It's just PuppyPaw, man. PuppyPaw things.
Yeah. Very dominant player. Yeah, as you can see, that group of Ghazi Raiders coming back over to stop the decap on the middle sacred site. So all 3 sacred sites remain, although GiveUA sneaking a scout back over. PuppyPaw on 5 scouts himself.
Yeah, he might be going for the professional scouts. On this map, it makes perfect sense. All the food's coming out.
Yeah, those deer packs are so far away from your home TC. Getting professional scouts, bringing them home.
And then this, I don't know, Puppy, okay. He could be pulling back the injured ones. I don't know if I particularly like that trade, but interesting, he took it. And one thing to point out is he can heal all those horses, and GiveUA is just going to be constantly left on 50% HP horses, so.
Yeah, real tough. We almost saw a decap on that middle sacred site. I think it was down to like maybe one more. Oh, it was
yeah,
decapped.
It was decapped.
Okay.
That was big from GiveUA.
Yeah.
Distraction with the fight. GiveUA things, multitasking. Wow.
And behind all this, we did see for a second those scouts going over to take the deer to the north of PuppyPaw's base. But we've got an engagement now. Ghazi Raiders into archers, into horsemen.
And he has some spears. He's pushing him off. Those 1 or 2 spears will make the difference. GiveUA with a strong pushback on that lead.
Yeah, he is going to make sure that sacred site doesn't get recaptured for the moment. Ghazi Raiders coming back to that mass of scholars to just heal up and get ready for round 2.
This is big time from Puppy. I wish he'd pulled some of those from that initial engagement just to keep him alive, but GiveUA stabilizing the playing field.
Yeah. We saw 1 horseman go to the southern sacred site, 2 going up north. Look at the decap there, and we've got a House of Learning coming down.
Whoa.
PuppyPaw.
Okay. So this is probably why he got pushed off, because he was saving up for Castle. So this makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh my, look at GiveUA's Riz. He's going to be in feudal for quite a while. Let's see if PuppyPaw takes any damage on this transition.
Yeah, here is the push from GiveUA coming into PuppyPaw's base. We also, on the picture-in-picture, are watching a little skirmish on one of the sacred sites. Scholar a little far forward, taking some damage from archers, but not going to be enough to take him down. Meanwhile, GiveUA breaking off his army, heading towards the northern sacred site to try to decap that one as well.
And this whole time, PuppyPaw is still bringing deer back. It's the APM, the multitasking out of this level.
Yeah, you can see those red dots just running back and forth from those deer camps.
Amazing.
Oh, and he's stealing GiveUA's deer as well.
Run. Oh, man. Okay.
I mean, that's annoying, too, as that either, how are you going to get that deer back? That's 1 less from that pack if you choose to expand in that direction in the future.
Yeah, and then do you really want to be making farms as Ayyubids? I don't think so. So even these small little damages, Puppy just keeps adding on and adding on. But so far, let's see what GiveUA can do with his army mass.
Yeah, circling around the base here, it looks like there's a little engagement on some of the scouts, bringing back the deer from PuppyPaw's westernmost deer pack. Couple of horsemen in there to mix things up. I don't think able to stop that. We do see another decap on the southern sacred site, able to drive away the Ghazi Raiders. PuppyPaw just on 1 sacred site at this point. Another skirmish on the west side of the map here. We've got horsemen coming in, engaging into this mass here. It looks like GiveUA is going to be cleaned up right now. Honed blades almost finished. So that transition into, Lancers, Men-at-Arms, they're going to do a lot more damage once that tech is completed.
And we could see him, maybe, if he gets into it, he can go into the Elephant decks. That House of Learning landmark has been unexplored so far.
Little skirmish now. It looks like potentially a couple of villagers may have been picked off from the berries, but GiveUA losing some horsemen. Going to be forced away by the defense of PuppyPaw. We do see a scholar, it looks like, just without any escort, trying to take the relic, but we got GiveUA on top of it, able to knock him down before he can bring that back home.
And look, this is what we talked about. These small raids everywhere that GiveUA is known for, but PuppyPaw's defense is on point, and look at his army mass. It's surging to 52 to 20, and GiveUA is still in feudal.
Yeah, still in feudal. It does look like he's aging up at this point, so he is on a timer going up with the growth wing there. Going to get those extra villagers, get some eco advantage, but that's, it takes time for that to pay off as well.
And what does Deli love to do? Deli loves to make an army and go attack. So what do you think after that age up is going to happen? PuppyPaw is going to have a large win to just run into that base.
Absolutely. You also just take a look at the difference in army count. As soon as that castle age notification hits, you got to imagine that PuppyPaw is thinking, okay, time's up. Here I go.
Yep, time to go. Wow. And then it's like GiveUA's food situation as well. Like he only had 2 back food sources, and the rest with the front berries, the side deer, and yeah,
he's still losing deer to the scouts. I see a red dot on that deer.
What a guy, Puppy. He loves him. Oh, he's Canadian as well. You got some deer up there, so
little venison, yeah. Venison stew for the Delhi Sultanate. But here comes the push. PuppyPaw looking to take it to the Ayyubids right now. Ayyubids still maybe 75% of the way up to Castle. Villagers needing to jump into the town center, but man, GiveUA just doesn't have the mass to do anything at this point.
The classic full army dive. That's when you know you're in trouble.
Yeah, real rough. I mean, he's through the production. He's chasing villagers around. He's idling out villagers left and right. This is real tricky. I mean, GiveUA is going to get those 8 for free, but just no military behind this to stop the push.
Yeah, I think there was a strategy with this 8 villager thing. Some people were going fast castle and losing up the villagers and then just like arguing, oh, I got 8 extra. But in this case, we're already like below Delhi count and we get this 8 villies.
Yeah, 8 villagers that their first priority is to jump inside of the town center and defend.
Never the best.
Yeah, feels rough. PuppyPaw now onto the stables, looking to burn down some of that production, making sure that GiveUA really can't get any units out onto the field.
And look with this map control. He's already got 4 relics coming home.
Yeah, and what does, I mean, GiveUA is out of wood right now. You take a look, you saw that panic lumber camp coming down on the right side there, but I think PuppyPaw is looking to scout out that eco when he's not, you know, just moving his army mass right into the TC.
Yeah, you're in trouble when the enemy's camping behind your TC. This is quite the sight.
GiveUA doing the best he can to cut off some reinforcements here, keeping those Lancers out of his base, but I mean, PuppyPaw, you can see that giant red mass that is already broken through in the back of the Ayyubids base right now. And here comes another group in from PuppyPaw, 86 to 29 on the military count. It is pretty dire.
Yeah, but this is good by GiveUA. He's trying to fight one of the armies at a time, doesn't find both of them, but let's see. Oh, there we go. GGs are called.
Yeah. I think you might be thinking at that point, like, I don't think I can take this fight, and there's already, like, an army of equal size in my base currently.
We kind of forgot about that one, but GG's, well played from Puppy.
Good game. Good game number 1. Right on Rocky Canyon there. Delhi and Ayyubids. Yeah, what do you think the keys to that last game was? We did see GiveUA trying to decap all those sacred sites, but seemed like Puppy was in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I mean, Puppy's defense is going to be able to keep up with GiveUA's aggro. Those 2 mini raids all over the map, he kept up with them. And if you do, you just slowly build your advantage because you're killing those units and GiveUA's gaining nothing from them. Those raids work if you react poorly, and PuppyPaw had the response, and it was good. And then another thing that was going on with the Dome of the Fate, because he was able to go mass Ghazi Raider, he could maintain map control, and with Dome of the Fate, he made 3 scholars. So what did he do? Map all 3 at the same time.
Boom, yeah.
Exactly, and then that gives you initial boost. You can start trading for food, and then what is Ayyubids going to do? And then we talked about this, that if you want to stay in feudal, you're going to need those 3 extra abilities because Ayyubids just can't keep up with the production of Delhi. So it's interesting choice going into that Desert Raider. Didn't seem to do much, but yeah, it's just all in feudal, and Delhi played it right. Those sites at the same time. I think it's going to be an action-packed feudal. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think we saw earlier on in this tournament, yeah, that fast daimyo, able to get that Uma Bannerman on the field, especially you're going against like French or JD, having some pressure that you can put on them at that point of the game. Something to give you a little bit of breathing room for those early knights coming in to harass you. Give them a different target than your villagers.
For sure. I mean, then he has to look at 2 different places on 2 different sides of the map, and that's when mistakes happen, when you have to look at everywhere. But again, these players are so good, and looks like we're getting into it.
Yeah, jumping into game 2 here on Dry Arabia. Let's take a look. We got GiveUA in the north in the purple as Joan of Arc. On the south side, we got PuppyPaw in the red as the Japanese. Let's take a look when we're able to at their bases. We do see Joan. Looks like the gold is off to the side for JD, and for the Japanese, taking a look at their base right now. See the berries in the back. Going to be hard to get any value on that gold. off to the side and to the front. Could be a raiding target there. The question is, if he's thinking fast daimyo, where's that stone? It looks like that stone may be behind his TC.
Yeah, this new format's interesting, but it's kind of like starting like on the base. It might be a little better. I don't know. When I was playing, I didn't know this was going on, so I like it.
It's pretty hype. I like it too. You see like that early game APM. You see faces of our players.
These guys are two fast players, so look at them both scouting, going back to the TC, back to the scout. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you know, lower level players, and, you know, I'm certainly guilty of it, is, you know, set and forget the scout. You know, you just shift click, and you realize you didn't pick up any sheep, and if you were to actually watch that scout, you would have seen him in the periphery.
You'd be surprised how many sheep you'll miss by not looking at your scout. It's like a huge game changer.
Absolutely, yeah. Need to bounce back between assigning those early villagers and babysitting that scout just to make sure you don't leave any sheep in the dark. And we see that it looks like GiveUA picking up 5 sheep, coming back to the base there. And it looks like, oh, that's stone for puppypaw. I misspoke. That is very far forward.
Yeah, and then he didn't decide to do like the fast where you mine stone first to get the gold age up. I don't know if the timings line up anymore because you don't have to mine 300. So that's probably why he's on gold.
Yeah, so not going to see the fast daimyo out of puppypaw here. We are going to see the Kura storehouse and a school of cavalry. No Chamber of Commerce in this one.
Oh, well, I mean, look at the trading post. It'd actually be kind of a good trading game.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, but that's not GiveUA's style. GiveUA's style is army and micro and raiding, so I feel like he's playing his comfort style, and that's what he wants to do, so.
Yeah, talking about just like how much he likes to cause chaos. And French and JD are those civs, like getting those early nights out and like being all over the place with them.
And let's see if puppypaw slips up, that JD is a big punch factor. He can get a big hit in, and maybe he just snowballs after that, because once you have that military lead, it's kind of hard to lose.
Yeah, so I was originally going to ask why 2 in the Kura storehouse, but it does look like he is moving up to take that stone right now. So not the speediest daimyo, if that's indeed the play. But it looks like he's going for daimyo at this point.
And I mean, yes, you start generating farms, but like, it's not the end of the world if he ages up with 2.
Yeah,
you can make spears in Dark Age with Japan, so it's fine.
All right, yeah, School of Cavalry almost finished at this point. Almost there. You see those Japanese vills going over to wood, just waiting for that daimyo age up. Throwing down the lumber camp there.
I'm getting a little bit worried, though. 3, is it going to be fast enough? Because he's almost aged up, and he doesn't have 220. Is it 225 now?
You know, I don't know the exact cost of daimyo off the top of my head. But, yeah, he needs more stone than what he has.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get stuck with, like, sub 2, whatever he needs, like sub 225. This is interesting.
At first night in the queue, halfway done for GiveUA. So looking to charge across the map.
But look at Puppy. Look at the timing. Like, it seemed lining up. So maybe he knows this timing. So I wouldn't doubt it.
Who are we to question?
Yeah. He was okay. Amazing.
So we do see Peasant Joan of Arc moving out onto the map. Looks like you think she's thinking about dropping a tower on the Japanese.
This is a known thing. Let's see how Puppy reacts. 1 tower, but then he may need 2 for the other side. But then the knights are already there, so he might get this tower up on that gold. And Puppy will be left out without upgrades for feudal, which could be dangerous.
Yeah, Puppy just hitting feudal right now and had enough stone. See daimyo in the queue right now. We do see some walls coming around the backside, provide some defense for that wood line. GiveUA and Joan that night, and Joan of Arc right to the north of that gold mine. They're going to loop around, see if they can find an angle here. They can likely see the outpost. Oh yeah, the scout is right there. Can see everything, and we'll see if Joan drops that and where she's going to drop that.
Okay. Let's see what the reaction is. Maybe he just wants to mine a couple more gold for some upgrades.
Ooh, good spot. It looks like it is right outside the range of that outpost. So if the vills jump in, they're not going to be able to disrupt that tower. But the outpost for Joan would cover those gold mining villagers.
And one thing to note is that PuppyPaw's golds are far forward. He has no back golds, so this could be very dangerous if he isn't able to pay for those feudal upgrades.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Taking a look at the gold.
Whoa.
That's the closest.
We got the
Uma Bannerman looking to mix it up there and prevent that tower from going up. Joan has been injured, but she ages up.
Whoa.
She takes the upgrade, so the tower's not going to complete.
I was thinking, what happens if she changes before it's done? Oh my god.
So we got an incomplete outpost. Joan just forgot all of her masonry skills.
Yeah.
Has taken up the sword and dropped the hammer.
Now 3 villagers? Okay, just one, please, just one.
Well, we got one Vill running to the base. We got a one Vill going off to the side. I am curious to see where that Vill goes. Maybe he's thinking of like pre-dropping towers on those other golds. I'm not sure where that Vill's headed.
It's hedging his bets if one gets caught.
Ooh, that Uma Bannerman almost scouting out that Vill. But there's enough knights in the area that are going to charge it down. And Joan just taking a look at that unfinished outpost.
Yeah, but GiveUA and Investment Bank are hedging his bets. He knew one villager might go down, and look at him bringing 2. What a play.
Yeah, bring a friend. Uma Bannerman still up. Not able to take down one of those villagers. We do see a horseman coming in on the back. It looks like the horsemen, the Uma Bannerman, are going to pincer one of the Vills, but the friend survives.
He'll tell this story once he gets back.
You wouldn't believe it. Craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Now the Japanese with a horseman looking to burn down that tower before the villager can arrive.
This is a wild game. I love it. Let's see if we can get this tower up.
It's a race. That villager is on the way. Knights coming in to stop the torches. That tower is going to stand
there's
for
a spearman,
the moment.
But there's JD. Who
Spearman
wins?
and JD, more volleys of torches. Now the Uma Bannerman onto the Vill, and the villager's dead.
It's down. Okay, what's the move now? GiveUA, what are we doing? What are we cooking next? A third Villy, maybe?
So much investment into that tower. Joan of Arc escaping with her life, and a villager just being pulled to torch that down.
What a defense from PuppyPaw.
Yeah, wild stuff with that tower. GiveUA not able to get it up. PuppyPaw adding spears, adding horsemen to the field. Do you see the horsemen, maybe charging a knight, some low HP horsemen in that mix there. Joan of Arc and her band of knights on the backside of PuppyPaw's base, looking for any opportunity for some raid damage. PuppyPaw looking for a little counter raid here with those horsemen. We'll see if they can connect with some of the French villagers. The French villager, I'm not sure what she was going to build. At the deer pack.
GiveUA is very known for going to pocket resources, but against a player like PuppyPaw, this could turn out to be very dangerous.
It looks like those knights able to deter the horsemen, send them back home. And the walls in PuppyPaw's base, just enough to protect that wood line.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not over-committing to that walls, just enough to make
but he's about to go in. He's about to go in. Okay, he pulls, I think. I think he pulls. It's off camera, but yeah, he's okay.
That's standing back, not committing to it yet. That is just such a tough base for the French to do any damage to at this point. I believe Joan of Arc is on the map, taking some boar for that experience. Japanese base, very well defended. PuppyPaw continuing to add spears, still has that Uma Bannerman. 6 horsemen on the field versus 8 knights and an injured woman at arms.
Yeah, maybe she's going home to the hospital. Oh no, she's going to the boar. More war. That's how you get better, right?
Just fight those pigs. Get the experience from fighting the pigs.
Yeah, it's gonna help with humans, right?
She did get a boatload from that Uma Bannerman earlier on. That's couple near the outpost.
It's technically like a castle unit, so
she got right around 30. We do see a wall coming out now for GiveUA. Gonna prevent any horseman raids from coming around the the east side of the map there, circling back potentially onto the deer. Gonna keep those resources safe for the time being.
I like that GiveUA securing that side, some back gold in case they run out, because with French you run out your first gold pretty quickly if you spam some knights, so that's good, and the back deer as well is safe.
Yeah, so GiveUA Taking a more defensive posture here. Oh no, she didn't see the boar.
Uh-oh.
She never scouted out that second boar, 1 or 2 tiles away in the fog of war. Oh, that feels so bad as a Joan of Arc player, where you feel like you scouted the entire map, and you could be like, is this a bug spawn? Like, where is that second boar? And it's just like 1 or 2 tiles
For sure.
out of your vision.
He's probably like, damn it, where is this thing? And now he's moving across the map. Uh-oh, there's a horseman about to run into the knights.
It looks like those horsemen about to hit the knights that are trailing those 2 knights. Little scuffle there. Getting a wolf involved as well. So GiveUA with the knights in position to prevent those horsemen from getting through. Those horsemen going to be driven back to the Japanese base here, but it looks like PuppyPaw knocking on the door of the Castle Age.
And how do you feel about this comp? Just mass knights from GiveUA?
I mean, the Japanese just continued to add spears, and yeah, you can see at home just preventing, like, no damage done to Japanese so far. That feels real rough when you're playing a French Civ with the French variant.
For sure, this strategy, just make like 10 spears, put them at the choke points, and you'll be fine. And then PuppyPaw can just go straight up to making his castle knights, which can compete with these ones.
Do have a floating gate coming down. Looking a potential engagement at the Japanese base. There's so many knights there and so many spears. Do you see a couple of Vills going down? Joan of Arc looking to get closer to that spear mass, get her Q off, but kind of blocked by the gold mine there. You see a pair of knights taken away. That
GiveUA's micro. Look at this. Maybe he's pulling through.
Joan of Arc falls, but it's a big wipe for PuppyPaw's military here. So PuppyPaw is going to hit Castle with 1 military unit. You do see the spam of spears and, you know, GiveUA moving back in, not committing to closing this out right yet, but he's got a window with PuppyPaw with having no army at this point.
But what we just saw was beautiful. GiveUA's micro pulling the spears. Most of the time, the spears were walking and not hitting anything. That was stellar micro from GiveUA. He shouldn't have been able to take that fight. But by walking the spears around the gold and the choke points, he was able to win that.
Yeah, excellent micro there. Excellent micro. Those knights under fire. Joan of Arc returns to the battlefield. PuppyPaw looking to remass here.
Ooh, the Japanese horse archers are coming out. This is a good pick, actually. That way he can keep up with the knight's mobility and counter JD at the same time.
Yeah, those Ayyubids, those crossbow Mangadai, really going to put a lot of pressure on the knights. I mean, yeah, that's one of those things. You go full knight comp. You got spears that can do damage but can't catch up, but you add the Ayyubids, and now you've got a unit that can do some bonus damage against the knights. Also has that mobility to keep up with the knights. And we do see that mass from GiveUA retreating.
Now this could be potentially dangerous because Japanese will be left unchecked just because GiveUA needs to heal these knights and needs to get that attack. There it is as I speak. So now this gives Japanese a solid window to gather themselves and get some relics. And then GiveUA potentially made three longbows, not longbows, archers. So I don't know if he really wants to come in, he's going to need more than 3. Oh, look, that's not walled, by the way.
Ooh, look at that. Yeah, knights just sneaking on through there, right near the School of Cavalry. Coming back home to heal, maybe waiting for a blessing from Joan here to rally the troops. But yeah, 5 archers on the field, 3 more in the queue, but mounted samurai also in production for the Japanese here.
Yeah, I think a lot of people underestimate the mounted crossbow from Japan because, like, you only need this small pocket to push knights away. Like, then he's already transitioning into knights. You don't need that many of these crossbows on horses, so.
Right, just having, like, that little pack that can defend against raids. You see how quickly it deleted that knight. I mean, it was an injured knight, to be fair, but you could see, like, the HP bar going down in chunks.
Oh, for sure. And then it's similar to how you should be using Manganite because their DPS is so low. It's the small pockets that allow you to push units away. It's more about the utility of moving units on the map to where you want them because you really don't need that many more of those mounted crossbows. But he seems to be going into them, so.
Yeah, I mean, GiveUA is still committing to the knights, so, you know, trying to keep maybe equal numbers of Ayyubids and knights on the field. GiveUA adding those archers in as well. Still in the feudal age, not close to castle by any metric. We'll take a look at the resources per minute. And GiveUA heavy on wood right now, but that food and gold, he's struggling.
I think he has enough to one-shot. Yeah, close, but...
Ooh, Joan of Arc's down. You see the Knights giving chase on the Ayyubids, but spears are coming in.
That's good. He picked off the Knights that were behind. Oh my god, GiveUA's nice hold. No damage done. That was a really good trade by him. No relics coming in too. We talked about this, but something strange. I think he just dropped it off and building the monastery at home. So he's still gathering, which is fine.
Yeah, I can see, taking a look at the mini-map, there's a relic,
Never
right
doubt,
outside.
Puppy. Never doubt him. He's always on
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Well played.
Yeah, one of those things, getting those early Shinto priests from the floating gate. After you drop that Yorishiro off, you're free to pick up the relics. You might not have a monastery at that point, but you can at least secure them inside your own base.
You want to get out those golden food units, so makes sense.
Well, we got the Daimyo Palace on the way, going to boost that farm eco even more once that completes. Going to allow PuppyPaw to field some more bannermen on the map as well.
GiveUA's walls paying dividends. That's why we wall, folks. Walls are very strong.
Yeah, staying safe. Those Ayyubids, if there weren't walls there, I mean, they're like Mangadon. They'll chew up those villagers. They'll cause a huge issue. But we do see center of the map, GiveUA pushing down into PuppyPaw here.
What a push. Looks potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
PuppyPaw running away, sees it.
Yeah, he knows he doesn't have the units to counter this. Ayyubids now coming in to reinforce, and now the engagement hits. You see those archers trying to focus down the Ayyubids. You see the mounted samurai trying to do something here. Whoa. Is that Shinto priest gonna just scoop that really fast? Oh no!
Okay.
Oh my goodness!
We're skirting lines here. Oh my.
And that was, that Shinto priest really happy to be able to take that home.
Coming in.
Yeah, Joan of Arc now level 3. She'll call some buddies out to help. Look at that Q deleting some units there.
Those knights are just melting though.
Yeah, Joan of Arc as well goes down. Those Ayyubids just chewing through the knights. And now GiveUA's down to just archers. Yeah.
Wow.
Calls GG.
That was an exciting game, especially that tower.
Dude, that tower, that whole situation, trying to get that up. Oh no, to defend herself. Joan of Arc going level 2 and then not being able to build the tower.
He did all the hard work and then she trades on him. Oh my god.
At 85%, and then you did see the 2 villagers coming down. It's great that he brought 2 because one of them getting
we saw he's a little bit of an investment banker. He hedged his bets. A very smart play from GiveUA, and it's just unlucky she converted. She switched on him at the last second, so unlucky. It's a good thing that we were able to implement our own map, and not play that. Oh my god, the giant walls on the side, nothing happens.
I was talking to players last night about just remember when AoE 4 came out? Remember Confluence as a map that was competitive?
The one with the bridges, right? Oh Jesus.
With the forced separate.
Nothing happens. Yeah.
But that's the past. This is the present. We're going to game 3 here on Tempe. Taking a look, we got GiveUA in the purple as the English on the western side of the map. On the east, the red French, PuppyPaw himself.
Did you see that, by the way? We're going English barracks.
Opening barracks. Look at that. All right.
Spicy.
Something to mix this up. I don't think...
But look at PuppyPaw's base. His gold is in the back. The very back.
Oh no! You couldn't get even more far back than that.
And this map is kind of big. The walking distance is huge. Oh man, unlucky with the spawns today for GiveUA.
Yeah, that is such a shame.
But I've seen this map generate a couple times, and a lot of the resources tend to spawn at the back. So maybe that's something he could have considered. But unlucky from GiveUA from this start.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on the map spawns, but we'll see. Those men-at-arms now looking to make the way down the field. You can see what GiveUA has scouted. Doesn't actually know where PuppyPaw's gold is, because if you are doing this Dark Age men-at-arms rush, you don't have time to scout. You got to get those units out into your opponent's base.
Sure. Oh, don't lose the scout. Okay, we're safe. He's like, why is the gold not in the front?
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
This is the worst.
Yeah. Back berries, back gold.
Oh, man. Brutal.
Well, he is out. He is
Okay, he spots it, and let's see his face. Does he mold? Oh, he's in the zone. He's in the zone. I would have been pissed. I'm like, are you joking? So.
Yeah, and we do see that PuppyPaw scouting out the men-at-arms as that scout runs past. So he knows what's up. That men-at-arm looping around right now to pressure the gold, but PuppyPaw is going to have 200 by the time.
And he can cycle the villies. The only positive is that he can stay there because it's far enough away from the TC, so there won't be no upgrades following this, so that's the only positive.
Men-at-arms starting to do damage there. We're at 190. There's the 200, and GiveUA just gonna plant right down on that gold mine and be a nuisance. Likely slow down the initial night production.
Oh my god! And then look at the other side. GiveUA's double front gold. Brutal.
Goodness. Oh.
What is this, man? Unlucky.
Yeah, really rough set for GiveUA today. Second men-at-arm coming in right now. Yeah, I mean, it will at least prevent the French from building that night early. Just not being able to mine that gold as you're aging up. Gonna slow you down a little bit, but building those men-at-arms also gonna really impact your feudal timing. And we do see a scout coming in. It's a torch party on that French house.
That's kind of a good pickup, so let's make up for some deciphits.
Yep, just force out, another house sooner than you wanted to.
Yeah, and at the top level, this is, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it is kind of like a noticeable hit. You have to buy another house, another 50 wood. That's delaying any of your tech switches, so it's good from GiveUA.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about how, like, at this level, it is just all the little things, all the little advantages that you can glean, and
For sure. If you talk to Puppy after, he's going to be telling you, yeah, that was a mistake. Probably put the house inside TC range, but we'll see if GiveUA can convert on it.
And we got a council hall. I love that good old council hall. That longbow and spear rush way back when I started playing carried me throughout gold, so I've got some fond memories of using that, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's no knights to like do some sort of charge play where you take out a couple spears. And look, like, okay, this is kind of delayed actually, but if you see PuppyPaw's wood lines, if he just camps behind back there with the longbows, that's all of his wood. Like, that's his spawn to sit Spanish. He just has to sit in one spot and he loses the wood axis. So we'll see what GiveUA can do with that.
Yeah, this could really turn out good for him. I mean, those two men-at-arms, it's been at 0 gold per minute for a while. Like, you see he has to go into horsemen, not being able to build any of those knights. We do see another Vil jumping onto the council hall. Those horsemen crossing the map, trying to punish the English for their Dark Age men-at-arms push. We'll see if they're able to get in and do any damage. You see a lot of sheep behind that scout for PuppyPaw. PuppyPaw knows what's going on in GiveUA's base. And there is the connection. We do see one of those horsemen coming in, harassing a gold Vil, but hey, there's a men-at-arms there, ready to protect. Those two men-at-arms pulled back home, which would allow Puppy to jump back onto gold.
The funny part is, like, if the English do the spearmen longbow fast walk across the map, you actually don't want anybody on gold because you want to make enough units to repel the initial push. So I don't know. It kind of worked out in his favor. He wasn't on gold. And now GiveUA is not pushing out, and I think GiveUA trains strategies. He is like 4 on gold. So look at Puppy though.
Yeah,
7 on gold.
Are back to their gold mine here. We're ready to start putting knights back into the queue as soon as that food comes in. PuppyPaw also dropping a range. We do see an archer on the field.
Oh, and then look at the Vil count, 25 to 23. Maybe there was a miss macro with the APM usage towards the men-at-arms.
I think that might be the 2 Vil difference because the French, their TCs just a little bit faster. Yeah.
So maybe just one Vil difference and then the speed. Oh yeah, this is always funny to watch.
Oh my goodness! Oh no, those poor villagers! The horsemen descend upon the men-at-arms, trying to defend them as much as possible.
Run!
PuppyPaw able to grab one. Yeah, that scout has been there for a long time. Just keeping eyes on the English base. We did see PuppyPaw wall off one of the approaches to his wood line. Gonna force GiveUA to go down the center. if he wants to harass that. PuppyPaw's scout still alive, still running around the English base, getting that intel. Men-at-arms and spears looking to repel the horsemen. They're just going to run around, potentially. Good thing both players have scouts, because that is a big stealth forest. And there's the engagement. Looks like those horsemen going to be pushed away. Longbows helping out the best they can. Shot here and there, but
Shots
PuppyPaw, yeah, shots fired on those horsemen. PuppyPaw is going to have to find, another avenue to attack. GiveUA taking that mass, running to PuppyPaw's side of the map. PuppyPaw not retreating, keeping that military around and looking to pressure the hunt. But an outpost coming down on that. You do see a spear and a couple longbows.
Something to point out, he's going for the healing on the French knights early without any knights. So this is going to allow him to just full send the knight straight to the base, because eventually it will be healing. Interesting move.
Yeah, chivalry coming in. We do see 2 knights in the queue after it comes in. GiveUA with a little pocket of units near PuppyPaw's base. Another skirmish in the stealth forest. Longbows able to connect a couple more shots. Seems like GiveUA is moving his units over to try to prevent PuppyPaw from retreating, but PuppyPaw loops around. Gonna send his units back towards GiveUA here.
Tower should keep him safe. He knows what's coming. That's good.
Yep, not able to get damage there, and GiveUA with a handful of units in the stealth forest. Just trying to keep that damage up on that little raiding party there from PuppyPaw. See the start of a farm transition for the English.
I wonder if PuppyPaw's revealed his knight transition. I only see horsemen out on the map.
Yeah, I don't think yet. It's only been that little group of horsemen and like 1 scout. Yeah, knights at home, hanging back.
This is what good players do. They hide their transitions until they absolutely want to show them. So I like this play. And then, yeah, it's winning on the outside. I don't think GiveUA knows what's coming. He has spears, but it's always good to hide your tech switches.
Absolutely, and that knight still continuing around. Spear not going to be able to see him. On the other side of the stealth forest, we do see a couple of archers going to defend that position so the French can set up on the hunt. In the stealth forest, GiveUA sort of just chasing PuppyPaw's little annoying pack of units. We'll see where that knight eventually goes that PuppyPaw had. Gonna find a spear, gonna find that pointy end. Not going to get any damage on the hunt in front of the English base quite yet. Knight, though, still running around. Like you said, chivalry's already in, so yeah, that little chip damage heals it right back up. He's fine.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not just full sending the other ones as well. Like, you can take damage once you got that up, so interesting choice.
PuppyPaw feeling comfortable with his side of the map. You can see villagers spreading out onto those further resources, the pack to the east, the pack to the north. Vills are taking that. PuppyPaw with his initial raiding group, adding a knight to it now. See another knight on the side, and we might have a big engagement in the stealth forest, but no, PuppyPaw, he's got vision on it. He's not going to engage with all those spears there.
And then GiveUA's full walling coming in, but funny enough, there's no gold inside these walls.
Oh no, yeah.
Spawn's so bad. Oh no.
Oof. Doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel good. Well, GiveUA just holding on, making sure PuppyPaw can't really get any damage with those units. They keep, they keep harassing, they keep showing themselves and revealing and forcing a reaction from GiveUA. But they're not diving, they're not committing to anything at the moment.
There's an interesting dynamic that's going on as well, because you see there's a giant stealth forest between them. So if you use the longbows to hit that scout, he's blindly running into spears.
Yeah, that would be an amazing target. You do see right there one of those longbow shots able to land on the scout. I mean, scouts have their own form of chivalry, so he'll heal that back up. But you're absolutely right. You knock out that scout, you get rid of that vision, and all of a sudden, PuppyPaw can't stay in that stealth forest. We do see a scout far forward for GiveUA, might be picked off by those knights charging in. Meanwhile, PuppyPaw has an army on the right side here, but not able to advance through the stealth forest at this point.
We'll see if GiveUA is going to start switching into men-at-arms.
Yep, still on the spears, longbows. See a lot of archers now for puppypaw, up to 19. I got 7 knights on the field as well. Taking a look at eco and blacksmith techs, we do see double broadaxe for both players. GiveUA's got the additional range damage, so does puppypaw. But puppypaw has the ranged armor already in. And we do see knights charging one poor spear.
I know as a player playing against this is brutal. Just dealing with puppypaw constantly looking for opening.
Not letting your opponent react.
Yeah.
Like, if you are not reacting to my little raid group, you will be punished. So you need to pay attention to this. Even if it's not a lot, even if my units aren't going to do any damage at the moment, if you can't react, you will be punished.
Let's see. I don't think GiveUA's actually seen how many archers puppypaw has had.
Yeah, not a lot of archers with, you know, it's just been mounted units, I feel, on those little raid packs that are keeping GiveUA honest.
And then GiveUA's like, okay, he's making horses, maybe he's doing something else, and then he's about to run into a bunch of archers and then get collapsed if he moves out too far, but we'll see. Uh-oh. Some
knights, yeah, able to come around here. Gonna scoot around that English wall, and they're gonna get into GiveUA's wood line, and it's trouble. Charges coming off.
Run.
Villagers starting to die. But there are a lot of bodies now underneath the trees. And it looks like the TC is full. Unfortunately, the spear
he's got to go
so far forward. Yeah, GiveUA needs to figure out something because he has already lost 10 villagers at home. Those knights continue to chase Bills around. He's in a lot of trouble. Archers at home gonna prevent spears from doing anything in a push. I mean, there are longbows there, but it's about even mass between archers and longbows right now.
Wow.
Those 15.
What a swing. Oh my. And now look at you see puppypaw posturing in a defensive manner. Now he just needs to wait until that eco advantage kicks in. 15 bills is huge. What a play.
Absolutely massive. Yeah, and you got to think, like, at that point, you know, you can see GiveUA moving his army across the map, maybe looking to engage in puppypaw's base. And puppypaw was like, okay, go. Knights, now it's your turn. There's nothing at home to defend.
For sure.
Puppypaw moving out to take the boar. Meanwhile, GiveUA's got all of his units outside of puppypaw's base. Does have the number advantage. Does not have the army value advantage. Those knights pretty valuable. We do see a push into the backside here. Knights going to take care of reinforcing spears. But GiveUA's army gonna get into the French production.
Oh man. And then as an English player, you don't want your army behind the other guy's base because you're just gonna get collapsed. This is looking dire.
Yeah, here come the knights running in, and they're gonna connect with longbows first. Spears are needed to pull forward, but there are archers behind to mop up the spears. So the knights can dance in, force the longbows forward. Ooh, spears get a good hit for a second there on the knights.
Another good hit.
Yeah, those knight count is dwindling just a little bit, and as those archers advance, there are longbows there, and baiting out the knight charge again. Spears in place.
We got the aura now.
But this time, a couple of longbows not able to get back in time. More spears coming around the side, but they're just going to run into a bunch of archers here. Spears far forward into the archers. Need to get back. Need to get back. GiveUA thinning out that knight count. Those longbow shots continuing to rain down onto the archers. Knights just unable to connect at this point. See some Vills jumping into an outpost to also thin out the archers. But, I mean, we're taking a look at this engagement. You take a look at the military numbers. I mean, Puppy is just massing as well behind this, and I don't think GiveUA is as well. I mean, Puppy could lose all this if they both collapse here. Puppy is still going to have the military numbers. And we do see... yeah, knights and archers coming in on the flank to mop this up, and that is going to be GG Game 3.
Wow, what a game. GG's to both players. Those were some fun games. Like, two aggressive styles going at it. Wow.
A lot of fun stuff in those games. Yeah. I'm still thinking about that tower from Game 2.
Brutal.
Really crazy there. Man, just such a shame that gold was so far back on that Dark Age Men-at-Arms push.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like the worst timing you could hope for. So, but, I mean, it all came down to that wall not being walled in, and then, what do you say, like 10 knights coming in and just wiping 40 billies of eco?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, GiveUA's army moving north through the South Forest. PuppyPaw's aware of this, and yeah, he's got his knights in the
He
backfield.
was doing the scouting route where he's like covering, and then as second he moved out, all the knights flooded in. It's exactly what you do because you have time. You don't have to be at your base. You can just go behind the TC. So
Yep.
it's a very known defense strategy. Well played.
Yeah, well played indeed. Congrats to PuppyPaw. How's it going, man? How you doing? How you feeling?
Hey, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm doing all right.
All right, good. Yeah, it's going to be a long day for you.
Yeah.
Playing in every single set today. You had those 5 games earlier, another 3, and then into a best of 9. Going to see a lot more games from you. Looking back, some of the key moments from those games, that tower rush coming in.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that? Because that was really hyped to cast.
I mean, me and GiveUA talked about that because, like, I think if the tower goes up, I probably lose the game. Like, I'm not really sure what I can do in that point. Like, if I go spearman, like, JD is, like, good against all the spearmen there, and so, I mean...
Really tricky.
Yeah.
Also, like, there was no back gold, so, like, that gold mine was super important.
I didn't see any gold, like, too near me. And then I told him maybe if he pulled, like, 1 Vil with it, he would have gotten the tower up, and it would have been enough, but... I mean, he was, like, super aggro that entire game, and he even, like, when he dived my two towers there, I was, like, concerned for, like, a bit, but, yeah.
Yeah, and then the switch into the crossbow Mangadai, the Japanese, it seemed like, you know, GiveUA just going full knights. So you had your spears, and then you just add those in and basically countering everything that he had at that point. Yeah, so... jumping into the best of 9, we might see 4 lakes picked for the first time this whole tournament.
Yeah.
You think that might be picked, or would that be saved for a game 9 if it went the distance? How do you feel about that map?
I mean, I don't think either of us, like, you know, think we're, like, fantastic on the map, but, I mean, yeah, we're not bad either. It's just, like, not something that we wanted to play, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It does feel like a very... very taxing map with just battles across the entire scope of it for resources.
Yeah, I mean, like, from my perspective, like, versus, like, most of these players, I'm banning, like, just water maps in general because I think the degree of, like,
Talking about, like, variance,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it can
yeah,
swing,
yeah.
like one demo ship, like, turning the tide where you can just play your solid land game and prevent them from getting those little riskier plays in. Yeah. Speaking of riskier plays, did see a men-at-arms rush coming at you. You know, fortunately, you had your gold in the back.
Yeah.
What were you thinking just seeing those men-at-arms across the map heading towards you?
So, I mean, I don't see that very much, but I think you can do a few openers there. Like, you can definitely still go the king there, I think, and, like, you can even heal the men-at-arms up if they take damage or something. It's very nice because the king counters archers and horsemen and stuff like that. But yeah, like I knew that there was a good chance he was still going to rush me just because I know he likes to be aggressive and.
He's going to push like whatever advantage like he has in his comfort zone, going full aggro there. Great timing with that group of knights. As soon as he moved forward, you had those knights at the end of the game. Just ran into his wood line.
Yeah, I actually didn't even see his army there, but I thought, like, okay, I'd burn the wall down with my horsemen and maybe I could, like, escape that way, but he just, like, sent it at that point, so...
Yeah, it really worked out for you.
Yeah.
Got a lot of Vil kills.
As soon as I saw him, like, run to my base, I just send my Vils everywhere and, like, make it very difficult for him to hunt down my my Vils.
Yeah, saw him going across the map, taking the boar, all of that. First game, Dome of the Faith. Typically see a lot of Tower of Victory with the Delhi. Dome of the Faith, though, always fun to see, you know, those 3 sacred sites, the timer starting at right around the same time. Going into Ayyubids, you know, what are you thinking there on Rocky Canyon as Delhi?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good for Delhi in general. Like, it's a pretty evenish matchup, but I'd say it's slightly better for Delhi. I could have went for a Tower Victory, but I'm feeling Dome of Faith is like pretty good at the moment. So yeah, I think in that matchup it's pretty reasonable to go either end mark though.
Real fun to see the professional scouts stealing all the deer and starting to steal the deer on his side. Pretty great, just because he was also just really in a tough spot for resources. I mean, his resources out in front, and then he had that little pocket off to the side. That pressure really good from you. Yeah, excited to see you in the grand finals coming up soon. It's a marathon day for you, being in every set today. So why don't you go get some rest up, and we'll see you in the next series.